More life. Hello, everyone. How are you? How is everyone? How are you feeling? Like how many days before Christmas? Let me just think about it. One. How are you feeling like 4 days before Christmas? Hello, bro. What's present for you right now? I'm really curious if you watch this live or you're gonna catch up on the replay. Please share with us what's present for you before holidays. It's like, do you spend your holidays with a big family, having a party by yourself, with your partner, just with your family, like not extended family? You enjoy more being a little bit by yourself, or just not like really going full on with a lot of celebration, a lot of people around you, a lot of presents? What is present for you? What's that you enjoy doing this holiday season? And yeah, in like 2 minutes we will have Jill. um, she's another friend of mine and a colleague from the mastermind, and I really want her as well to share with us her lessons and celebrations from this year. And oh, she's here. And also what's to come for 2024 for her. Yeah, I love asking people. It's like I get inspired, and so I feel like excited when they share their journey and what is that they want to achieve. Hey, and she's here.
Good morning
Hello,
or good
G.
evening to you.
Yeah, good morning for you. How are you?
I'm
Oh,
good. Domino's here to say good morning as well. He's going to give some
oh,
kisses,
good morning.
kisses to everybody.
Kisses. We're so excited to have you here too. What you said that his name was?
Domino.
Domino. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I remember. Hi, Dom.
Yeah.
Actually, I love your name.
Sunny
Oh,
Sunny's coming to say good morning too.
oh, good morning. So they
How
are.
are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm excited. I'm excited for our conversation. I felt a little bit like bittersweet after the ending of the mastermind yesterday. For some of us, for some of us that were from the beginning. But I feel good. I feel really good. I had a session with Allison working on our energies, and that get me so excited because I'm like more and more excited about that work, to get in my energy and to track my energy and other people's energy. You know, this is already about me. Like I'm, I'm there,
Yes.
like
I
in the
mean,
flow.
you're so good at it. You're so gifted, and it's
Thank you.
such a beautiful service you offer
Thank,
to the world.
thank you for this. Um, Before we get in lessons and celebration from this year and what's to come for 2024, can you speak a little bit about yourself so the audience know what you're doing, what's your path, what's present for you right now, what was in the past, just so they have an idea.
Absolutely. So my name's Jill Brandel. I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner and a transformational coach. I live in Lincoln, Nebraska with my two kids, my two dogs. I have two older kids. So I'm a mom, I'm a dog mom. Um, my passions are flower gardening and, being outdoors. And, what I love to do, what my soul's journey and my life's purpose is to support other people on transforming their lives and creating so much joy, peace, and purpose for themselves.
I love that. Yeah, and she's a beautiful soul and she has such a beautiful energy. Wow, I love it. I really love when you're so true to yourself, and like really when you feel like my vibration is low, this is true, and you are and you stay in that. And when you're high, like in your vibe, because we all have ups and downs and days. I'm like, you know how I am, like all the time, but I have my days as well, like everybody. But what I feel that's so, it's like we have this beautiful connection between us, and also like in a way the same things, because when we are high, we're high. When we are like low and feel like we need to rest and take the time, we do that as well. And we are both Virgos. So yeah, we have that in common as well. A lot of things. And yeah, I just love to be in your energy. I truly, truly love, and love this lipstick. Actually, I didn't
Mwah.
find some. Yeah, I love it. I couldn't find somebody in France. I believe I told you that on
Yeah.
couldn't find
Yeah, we were talking
something.
about House of Color, and
Yeah.
I'm a spring, I'm a paint box spring, and I love my bright colors.
Yeah, they look so good on you. I
Thank
really
you.
love it. You know what?
Thank
One
you.
year, you're so welcome. From this year, like not just in the mastermind, like from the beginning of the year, if you go back, because I remember Sam yesterday asking, that was really impactful for me to realize where I was when I signed up for the mastermind and how I felt. Actually, that was even more like deep, like really deep. Um, how you felt at the beginning of the year, what was present for you, and then like the months went by, the changes and the lesson and the transformation inside, because sometimes we can see a lot of things. If you really like take the time and reflect and contemplate, you will for sure find a lot of things on the outside that everybody can see, but there are a lot on the inside that not everyone has access to it, only if we allow that for people to see.
Absolutely. I love that you're asking this question. And I was actually right before we jumped on this live, I was actually in the process of writing out a blog post about this, which I'm going to publish later today. People can read if they want to. But this year, 2023, has been the most profound transformation of my life. And it's all been internal. It's all been internal. I think
Yeah.
one of the biggest lessons has been the power of rest,
Mm.
the power
Wow.
of embracing rest, and the power of showing up authentically and allowing myself to receive support. Those have been two of the biggest lessons that have been so healing. How about you?
Yeah.
What do you think? Rest,
Yeah,
support?
for sure. Yeah, rest for sure. Like for me, I started the year with a thought and a quote that was saying that it is my turn. So my turn, this 2023, it's my turn. And it was for so many reasons. I've I've made a lot of decision for myself and putting myself first, like even before my kids. It's not that I'm not taking care of my kids. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, everybody, that. But it's like mentally and internally, I was, this is my turn. I'm gonna do the things that I enjoy. I help my brother and my husband in their businesses, but like in a way I put them second places, like after my kids. You know what I mean? Not to like because the year like 2022 and 2021 and going back a couple of years, it was about the business. It was like the business that was the family business, grow that and do a lot of things. So figure out things in a new country and kids that were little. But this year was for me like it is my turn. I'm gonna do the things for myself. And a part of it was a lot rest, like really my nervous system needed. So one of my defense mechanism is to control things so I can feel safe, was to control things. And I'm like I had a mentor, Dr. Sam Rader, that is a psychologist, and she invented actually the source 12 coping style, source code 12 coping style. And one of the
Mm.
style, like a defense mechanism, was omnipotent. And for me, I could relate so much with that because so I can feel safe. I was overpowering people. I was trying to control everything. And that for the nervous system is like you're always in, like the fight flight mode, that you don't really know how to just rest and land and be, and trying to do a lot of things and take care of everybody. This was my like always to be the responsible one, do all the things. And this year, because I've learned how to regulate my nervous system through the breath, acknowledging that I had this coping mechanism, this was like a protection a code that I took upon me so I can feel safe, and realizing that I put the code down little by little, not all of the sudden. I still have parts of it, like me. Sometimes sometimes I take it a little bit back. I put it a little bit back on when I feel like it's too much for me. But when my nervous system realized, oh, now we're safe and we've changed it and pivoting, I just needed to rest a lot. And I was in
Mm-hmm.
a lot of months, like 10, 12, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah, rest was a big one. And then was going in more, like discovering me, like mastering myself, becoming my own woman, asking, being aware, okay, I don't need to be attached to nobody. I don't need to be safe. I don't need anybody. Like I wanted so badly at some point that Sam was like mothering, for Sam to mothering me so badly. I was like, I just want her to see me. But then of course I knew that I don't needed that. But still, like the inner child was so present for me. So inner child work, resting a lot, and coming back to myself, that connection with myself. Now it's so whoop down, like grounded, steady, like a tree, like really.
Mm-hmm. I feel that from you. I've seen that from you. And that's so true. It's like there's that little inner child part of us that just so desperately wants someone to come and see us and save us and rescue us and love us and give us what we want and what we long for. And so much of the lessons of this year have been, me doing that for myself,
Mm,
right? Like, and
yeah.
exactly what you're talking about of like, okay, I need rest. There have been days where I'm just like, yeah, I got a couple of things done in the morning and now I'm spending half the day in bed because I need to rest. And it just felt like there was no other option
Mm,
because my old way too was like the toxic, just, hustle, go, drive, push, ignore my body's symptoms and signs of exhaustion and power through. And that's, of course, one of the reasons that I got so burned out in my profession, in my career, and ultimately left that job, which I talk about in my blog post that I'm going to put up later today, that it was completely unsustainable. And I was like, I'm never doing that to myself again. Never.
yeah. How do you want to speak a little bit about that? Because I'm really curious, and for everybody that's, I truly believe there are a lot of people that have jobs that are really stressful and they push and they grind and they hustle and they are like, oh, let's go every single day. It's like you need to motivate yourself and to get everything, like every inch of you to pour into that. And then it's like there's nothing else for you. Like you cannot do, you just go home and you said this before, like stay on the couch and whatever.
Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit about that? Because I'm really, really curious.
Absolutely. And I think so many women will resonate with this story because, you know, I am a high achieving woman and so are you. And
Mm,
I think there's so many women who are just so, these like beautiful, high achieving women who are so capable of
yeah.
doing all of it, doing it all, right? But we're not doing it in a way that is sustainable. We're doing it, and I was doing it, I'll speak for myself. I was doing it in a way where I just constantly felt like when I reach this next achievement, when I reach this next milestone, when I get this degree or this certification or, achieve a certain goal of mine, that suddenly then, okay, now I'm going to
Mm,
feel happy.
yeah.
I'm going to feel fulfilled. I'm going to feel like I've arrived and everything is going to be great. Here I am, I've suddenly arrived and it's like, now it's going to be good, right?
Mm,
But what I had to learn the hard way was that carrot is always moving, it's like chasing the horizon.
yeah.
The faster I run, the faster it moves
Yeah.
away from me. And I'm going to get up here and prop this phone up so I'm not wiggling all over the place. Uh,
Yeah.
I had to just learn that there's really no end point.
Mm,
We can chase that horizon forever and ever until we just fall on our faces in exhaustion and go, holy crap, this is not working for us. And that's what I
Yeah.
did. That's what I did. That's what happened for me. It was a huge life lesson. It was one that I'll never forget. It completely transformed and changed my life. And it was hard.
Yeah. You know, that's like your story remembered. I just thought about back in Romania when I was a kid was this mentality around holidays because we are almost at Christmas time, that you were buying clothes just for Christmas, or for Easter, and you don't wear those clothes, or you have beautiful things like, I don't know, something that you want to put in your house, but you're not using that, only for those periods of time and to show people. It's like you're always waiting for something. It's like you said, like that. It's like a game more. It's an illusion. You're just running and running and running to catch something that's never there, because you never arrived to that place, and you're just like lying to yourself. But the more you lie to yourself, the more you are in that game, and you want to go even faster after something that is not even there. It's like, it's just exactly an illusion, and it's so sad, and
Yeah.
it is so, for so many people. It's so true. But
It
yeah.
was, yeah, that's true. And it was a constant process of me trying to seek the answers outside of myself, and I would hear from like mentors or wise people like, oh, you need to seek within, meditate, go within, seek within, the answers are within. But I was like, no, they're not within me, because I'm so broken and damaged and
Mhm.
effed up that, like, clearly I don't have the answers, because look at me, and so that's how I felt back then. And
Yeah.
so it was also just like self-help constantly, like reading self-help books, taking self-help courses, and again, like this was different than truly engaging in therapy or truly engaging in any kind of healing process that would actually help me, because what I was doing was I was intellectualizing everything. I was looking for the answers intellectually, like, I'm going to read this book and intellectually in my mind understand the problem, and then that's going to somehow fix it. But i
Yeah.
wasn't i wasn't feeling my feelings. Like, I wasn't willing to actually feel and face those
Mm,
deeper core wounds that were causing the suffering to begin with.
yeah. So I want to say hi to Monica and everyone that's here. And for everyone that has a question or you relate with what we just like, Jill just shared, please put it here. Like, let's like make it not like a game, but like a story that everyone is included, because this is so true for so many people. I truly believe that a lot of us can relate with this, or different flavors of it. And like, in the moment you decide, in the body keeps the
Yeah.
score. The moment you decide, this is why we needed to rest this year, because it's like, when you rest at the beginning, you don't even know how to rest. You feel like uneasy. You cannot stay still. You don't find your place. It's like you're, "Oh, okay," and you want to watch something, or you want to eat something, or you want to whatever, so you can fill that void, because you don't know what to do with yourself when you are on the go, 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 go all the time. And but little by little, when you drop in the body, have somebody to hold the space for you. You are in a community. You have a mentor, a coach that can guide you and be there for you, like really holding your hand at the beginning. So you learn how to rest, and then to ask for support, and then you rest a little bit more, and you integrate a little bit more, and then you make all the steps, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I didn't realize that I'm like this, or this is what I like. I didn't realize that this is my pace actually of walking or speaking or whatever it is, or I like this kind of a food or whatever it is, because before you're like, go, 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 and you didn't even like take the time to ask yourself and to reflect and contemplate, what is that I love? Who am I? Like, at the core, who is this version, or that one, or what's inside of me, in my soul, that wants to come out?
Yeah, so true. I mean, this whole thing about not feeling safe resting, that was totally what I experienced too, because I would shame myself. You know, I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I am so exhausted. Like there is no way I can accomplish or achieve anything today." And so I would just lay down in bed and just lay there, but I wouldn't be resting. I would just be laying there, but I would be like, "Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Why am I so tired? How do I fix this? How do I stop feeling so tired so I can keep achieving things?" And all of this shame of like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And I went through that for so long. And, I think getting into the practice of breath work and somatic release and the whole mind body healing has been a total game changer for me, because when I would feel that way, I would maybe not really understand why or know what was underneath it. And maybe I didn't need to know. But when I would breathe, I would move that energy and I would be able to maybe like cry or release or, do just shake and release the stress from my body. And, sometimes I would know what was causing me to feel badly and other times not. But just being able to release the stuck energy of the sadness or the exhaustion or the shame or the grief or whatever it was really often all that I needed to do in that moment to then be able to regulate my nervous system so that I could actually rest.
Yeah. Isn't it that crazy that even for resting, we believe that we don't deserve that. And we shame ourselves and we blame ourselves. And the kids are like, just think about when you are born and then you grow up and you have your parents and they like, I'm speaking about like normal kids, not the ones that don't have people to take care of them. If they want to sleep or be on the floor or on the couch or while with one leg I don't know where and play with the toys and whatever, screaming and doing all the things, they don't have a problem with that at all. They do all the things, and then you grow up and then the society and then your parents and then I don't know who it's coming and saying, oh, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Then you go to school and you have other people and then you go to work and you start like, I don't deserve to rest and to be like do whatever I enjoy, and I can make money only if I work hard, and I have to be this way or I have to look this way. And you never stop asking, as I said before, who am I? What is that I actually want? For me, what triggered all, let's say, all this like self-development and going and creating my business and having a lot of mentors and doing all the stuff and the inner work was I I was getting bored in a way. Like on the weekends, I realized that I keep I was keep asking like, this is it? Like and my life was good. When I moved here, I started to like, I had more freedom. Even when I had jobs in Romania, I always enjoyed my jobs. This is my nature. I went there open and I did the best I could, and I had not all the time the best bosses, but that's life, you know how life it is. But I was excited about it. But when I arrived here, I kind of start to like have my own time. I was working with my brother and my husband, so it was different. And I had this time to reflect. And having the twins, I was like, okay, but like I want more. This is it. I want to do things. I like and try to to discover myself more. And this just brought me to this path. And as you said, with the breath, and I discover even more about myself with breath work, what I am all the time for all the people on the or on the replay. It is, you are like, you have this stuck energy and you feel like you belittle yourself or you feel overwhelmed, anxiety or whatever it is. Imagine with the breath, you're shifting the energy and making a little more space. Like the anxiety and whatever it is, the situation, the circumstance here, and you're here. And you don't identify with that. So you're not that situation. You feel what you can feel. If you cannot feel all, you put it a little bit aside and you go back to it when you feel like you're resourced enough. But you make space with the breath. Like you're really bring the breath and makes the space in your body, and so you can release that. And realize, oh, this is me. I'm not that situation. I don't need to be there all the time and to freak out and feel overwhelmed. And you go back to you over and over and over until you're feeling like, now I can breathe, and oh, I have this clarity. Oh, let's just do something that I enjoy. Yeah. This was my journey for sure.
Absolutely. I love that you mentioned the clarity, because that was something that, I think when we're exhausted, when we're burned out, when our nervous systems are dysregulated, we don't often have access to clarity,
Yeah.
because we're just surviving. We're just in survival mode. And so slowing down to be able to breathe, to be able to connect, and to be able to, move the body, move the emotions, feel the emotions, then that's when we get the clarity. That's when we can take aligned action in our lives. Because when we're trying to take action in our lives from a place of being dysregulated, then often we are not taking action that's actually helping us.
Mm.
Maybe we are taking a few steps backwards. At least for me, it's like, okay, even when I started my business, I think in the beginning, I was still pretty exhausted and burned out. And so I was like, just trying to figure out my next right steps without actually going inward, without actually getting the clarity first. And so, I mean, I believe that of course everything has lessons. There are lessons in it, and none of that was a mistake, because it was all part of the learning journey. But now I do things differently. Now I get myself regulated. I go within, I breathe, I meditate, I connect, and I give time for the ideas to come,
Yeah.
instead of just right being frantic and being like, oh, I need to like do something, I need to take some action. Everything is slowed down, and so therefore it's much more in alignment when I do take action. What do you think about that?
Oh, for sure, 100%. And what I've learned from Sam as well was like, let the idea and the energy build inside. Because I was exactly like you. I was like, I had something, let's just do it. Ah! Like, and all over the place. And my energy was scattered here and there. And for me was not that I was people pleaser. I realized this year, going through the processes that I went, that actually a part of me was like trying back in Romania when I was on my university years. I wanted so much to, and now I'm realizing this year I realized um, it's so much to be loved and seen, because this was something that I needed and was a need that wasn't met for me when I was a kid. And my parents did the best they could. This is not to blame anyone, but this is my truth. Like, this is what I felt.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that I wasn't seen the way I desire, and I needed to like gain their love and their attention through how responsible I was. But I was the one, like in my mind of a kid, deciding that probably with everything that was going on in my family, I realized that actually if I'm going to be this responsible one and I'm going to help them, then they're going to give me more attention and more validation. And this, until I started this work, I didn't realize that it was with me all over the years, in my teenage years, in my young adult years, when I was at the university. And I was trying to be kind with my friends and people around me, and to be, how I am. Like, if I have an idea, I'm going to share it. If I can help, I'm going to do that. And I've always been like this. But people took it from like thinking that I want something from them because I was
Mm-hmm.
kind in a way, or too smiley, or too positive, or I don't know. Like, and this was crazy to think about it, but this was mine. Now I'm realizing that they actually took it that way. And this is why sometimes they were like, oh, you're just saying that because you're always kind, or you don't want to say whatever you believe that's true. And at some point that made me to be not bitter, because I've never been like, I'm direct, that's for sure. Like, if I want, I can be really direct. This is one of, I believe, my quality as well. But no, I genuinely love people. I really want to be of help. Yeah, where I was going with this, yeah. Like you said, the aligned action. Now Yeah, for sure. I take the time, I reflect more because I trust myself more. Because I don't need the I'm listening a lot of people and I'm not taking what's outside inside and then take action. I'm listening, but this stays here. Sometimes it's hard for me as well to like I feel the energy of other people or myself, and then I'm hooning or jumping around or breathing or whatever, going out for a walk. But normally, like most of the time, I go in, I center myself because I really trust myself now and my intuition and my gifts and who I am. This for me means to master myself. It's more like up here, down into the earth, and then here connected to the divine, and then I decide whatever it is. I'm taking the time, yeah. And then I ask for the support for the people that know what to do, the things that I'm not that good at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like taking the time to take care of me first
Mm-hmm.
was the opposite of how I used to do life. You know, it was like I would give in my work, in my family, in my relationships. I was totally over giving, over functioning, poor boundaries, codependency, all of these things. And then I was putting myself last. And now, I mean, what I've learned this year, one of the most powerful lessons has been truly take care of me first. And
Mm,
then my work and my business comes from that.
yeah.
And it was like, okay, like logically that makes sense because yes, I've got to fill my own cup before I can give. But this year in 2023, I have finally actually embodied that. You know, it's
Mm,
like I can actually see where, you know, say if I go to the gym and strength train, if I choose to eat healthy, if I choose to spend time in nature, if I choose to rest, that's actually also me working on my
yeah.
business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because right, it's like it's who I am. It's who I am that is the offering.
Yes. Yeah.
It comes from my energy, not it, and that's what Sam's taught us, energy over strategy, right? And so
Yeah.
it was probably the second part of 2023 that I really was like, okay, I know this is true. I'm hearing this. I'm kind of sometimes doing it. But at some point, I decided, just like, boom, like
Mhm.
so solid. I'm like, nothing else is working at this point. So let's go all in on me and see what
Mm.
happens.
Yeah.
And it is going, baby, right? Like you can
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
the shift.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
real.
for sure, Jill. I can feel it in your energy. Like, you know, we were, so many of us were like wrestling inside here and there and here and there. Oh, I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to try this one. I'm going to da 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 da. And then there came a moment where like just landed. And I feel that for you so well. Like, it's really good. And for each and one of us that wants to, like, you have a career, so the people that Jill works with, they are in like whatever banking, or you have a career, or maybe even what she has been working, or a corporate world, but you're so disconnected to your spirit and to yourself. And the first step is to come back to yourself, because that job, it's not your life, it's not your entire life. And you can even love really badly your career, whatever that is, but you're not feeling like fulfilled, right?
Absolutely. That's how I felt when I was working in the medical system. You know, I was like, I'm good at my job. I can do this work. I was making six figures, and I was also totally unfulfilled, bored, exhausted because the work I
Yeah.
was doing was not fulfilling to me. You know, like I would get home from work and just be like so drained because I was working so hard to, I mean, I think in some ways I was working so hard to love people and uplift them and help them out of their pain and misery that it was like a codependent behavior on my part in my work,
Yeah.
and that's something that I really want people to understand is that, not only can we exhibit codependency in our relationships, including friendships, including romantic relationships, but we can bring that into our work where
Mm.
we feel that we are the one who's fully responsible for the well-being of everybody else
Mm.
rather than letting other people take full responsibility for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things that caused me to get burned out. And that was on me. That was on me. I was in full victim mentality at that point. Like, oh, it's the medical system. It's so dysfunctional and all this. Well, it is. That's true. And
Mm.
it was me. I was the one who was creating that dynamic within myself. And it took me just to get totally depleted after doing it for 22 years to kind of have my wake up call.
Yeah. Wow. So here, guys, for all of you and for all of us, full responsibility.
Yeah.
So you take full responsibility for the decision that you make in your life. It's not about complaining, victim mode. Oh, there's life, is economy, is the job, is whoever it is. And the what we do, both of us, is to really like show other people, because we're just a guide and a vessel. It's not that we're going to have the breakthrough. Exactly what Jill said. You take full responsibility, you see about what you're doing, and this attachment to the job and that relationship that was toxic, and putting yourself last on the list, like, and putting a lot of things on your back, just do that and take responsibility for everybody else, and like with the emotions and a lot of things, the material things and everything in your job, and then back home doing a lot of things. It is showing you that you can come first, you can help a lot of people, but first and foremost is you. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You can live a life that you love. You can have hobbies, you can have a job, a business, whatever, and you can decide and say to people in a kind, beautiful way, by setting boundaries, this is me, this is you, I don't want to go there now, I want to rest, or I want to do whatever the freaking one I want to do, because my life and I just have one,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to take all the problems of everybody in the world on my back and then just complain, because this is life and the society and the system and the economy and all of that, right? This is what we
Yes,
do.
that is
Yeah.
right. And it was, this sort of taking radical responsibility for me and my life is what finally allowed me to heal and transform my life.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, blaming everything and everyone else for my situation is not going to change a damn thing, you know? And so I have to, I get to, not have to, but I choose to. And I get to do this work for me because I love myself enough to know that I'm worth it. And
Mm.
here's the other thing, it's like, as someone who is a coach, a transformational coach, as someone who is a healer and, does therapy work with people, like, I needed to do that work for myself first,
Yeah.
because for the people who are out there who are looking for a therapist, who are looking for a coach, like, do you really want to work with somebody who's exhausted, burned out, not healthy, not taking care of themselves? Like, is that somebody that you feel inspired to work with? No,
No.
no. Right? It's like people out there are looking for somebody who's already embodying what
Mm.
they themselves are trying to create in their own lives and in their own way. And so,
Mm.
of course, as anybody who's working in a profession where we are giving support to other people, step one and number one and the bottom line is always that we embody that first for us, for
Yeah.
ourselves, and
Yeah.
then for our business.
Yeah. And for everyone that feels like I want more, like I don't like to be told what to do at all times, or I want more time with my kids, or I want to feel good in my body and I don't have the time and the whatever to do the things that I desire for me. This is a process. So you invest in yourself first and foremost. You are the one, we are holding the space, we are guiding, you are the one doing the work. It is your responsibility, dedication, and discipline to do the work on yourself. This is what we have done for so long already, and we will keep continuing doing that, because when you want to go to another level, there will be something else there that you need to attend and see through it and like really be with it. But it is a process, it is a journey. It is not like it's a fix. Nobody's gonna fix you, nobody is here to fix nobody. It is more like, let's just drop in, let's see what's present, let's see where do you want to go, how do you know what that means to feel like safe in your body, to create a safe space, what is that you desire for your life, who are you, like what's inside of your soul, what is there for you. And this is a process, but it's such a juicy and beautiful process that you can get on, because for all of us that want material things, that I'm included, you need, so you can arrive to that place where you have the time, you take your kids to school, you wake up, you go for a run, what I'm doing, and have the money that you want and travel and do all the things. I'm in the process to all of that, and I know it is a process and a journey. This work is the first one, because if you don't do this, and you can make the money but then you're like complaining and you're afraid not to lose them, or you don't give to anybody else, or you're so miserable inside or with your relationships, that's not life. And yeah, maybe you have the money, but are you happy? Like, are you, it is, you need to first, exactly, what is that's important, what's the things that are matter the most for you. And if it's everything, but first it's like, for me was, I want all the material things, but I want to feel at peace. So I started with that, and then I'm expanding more and more and more until I will arrive, and then I go to another level and I start over all over again.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love what you said about, choosing to invest in ourselves, because, I'm over here, of course, talking all about like, oh, I'm healing, I'm growing, I'm expanding, and I've overcome all of this stuff. Well, guess what, everybody? I did not do this by myself.
Yeah,
I
of course.
did this by investing heavily, and I mean freaking heavily,
Yeah.
financially, time, energy, into hiring mentors, coaches, therapists. I invested very heavily into my growth and healing. So, I mean, I want to be crystal clear about that to anybody who's watching this or catching the replay, that like, I didn't just, decide I'm going to do this and then all on my own figure all of this out. What I did, the biggest gift to myself, was not only choosing to invest in myself, but it was choosing to allow myself to receive support.
Yeah.
Mic drop,
Yeah.
baby, because we feel so often that, oh, I've got to do this all by myself. I can't let anybody see me in my pain and suffering. I can't let
Yeah.
anyone see me in my humanness. And so we keep it all inside. We live in shame and we isolate ourselves and we're all alone and we think, oh, I'm just going to figure this out by myself. Well, I did that for a very long time and it did not work. So my gift to myself was to let myself be held, supported, healthy connection, through these healing containers and connections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, mic drop, because this is big. This is really big. In the moment you realize that, okay, I invest myself. Because even like asking for support is so much harder than investing in yourself. So there are so
Yeah.
many people throw the money because they have it, but they don't do the work. And then you find yourself in the same space, or maybe you feel like worse in a way, because you're like, oh, I invested all the money, and then you put the blame and you want the breakthroughs from somebody else. But the work comes And the first step, yeah, I invested in myself, but then I ask for support. I go there, I'm all in, I'm doing the things. If and something else that people like really need to get this, the mentor, the coach, the person, even the friend that's there for you, it's putting all the time and the energy there, like
Mm-hmm.
their heart, their kindness, the energy, the time that they invest. It's not easy work to hold somebody to go through their processes, but it's so satisfying when you see that person open and you see the face that's like glowing and they are excited and they want to take action and they want to better their lives and they want to see how far they can go and achieve whatever it is for them. And why not? Why wouldn't you want that for yourself, to really go and do the work? But if you don't do the work and you're just throwing the money, or and then you're like blaming somebody else, I don't believe it's gonna work. I think like you're gonna go back to the same point and then you're gonna start with somebody else. And if you repeat the cycle and you go in that loop, it's more like you're gonna start blaming and being frustrated over yourself at some point, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, that's
It,
right.
yeah,
I I mean, I think I did a fair amount of that on my by myself or on my own journey too, in the beginning of just kind of throwing money at all kinds of things, and sort of half-assing it, not really going all in. And I have so much love and compassion for that part of myself too. There's no judgment. It was just
yeah,
where I was. But I will say, there is a difference when we do make that decision to say, I'm going all in, even if I'm scared to death, even if seeking healthy connection and support feels so scary, I'm going to do
yeah,
it because I know that it is the way forward. And I love myself enough to overcome that fear with support and do that work.
yeah. And if that, like for you, for me, if the all in at some point in your journey means to be more like the shy one in the group, or maybe even with one-on-one coach you cannot open at the beginning, or it's you need some time to open and to like receive that energy and the love and the kindness and the safety, and you don't know what that means, that's fine. That's your
Mm-hmm.
100. You're already there. You're like, oh, it for each and one of us is so different. For me, when I started this journey, it was more like I was a lot in my head about my English, because all the containers were in English that I was in. And but I just took it step by step, step by step. And that was all in for me. But I've always been there. Like I've always been there. I decided that I'm gonna be and I'm gonna make and see this through. It took me a lot of time, to be honest. For some people, it's like right away. They are so ready and they know what they want, and they like, I'm here and I'm doing the things, and then poop, I'm there. And maybe they don't need to be like hold hands and guided for a long period of time. But for some others, it's like step by step until you arrive and you're like, now I feel like myself and I can like really go all in with everything, changing the relationship, saying no, saying yes, knowing what I want, knowing my vision, knowing all that. Even with the vision, I was maybe 3 years back. I was okay. What's that? I'm just gonna imagine all over. I kind of knew, but to put on the paper everything over and over again was a little bit frustrating, to be honest. Yeah, but now I get it, and it's depends on how you take it. It's about the feeling more for me right now than like really putting everything. And sometimes this morning I was journaling and I was like, I asked somebody yesterday about, she said I made a long list of things that I wanted, and I was, oh, I'm gonna try this year at the end of 2023 for 2024. I'm going to make maybe 100 things that I want on a list and just check them to see. And I'm going to put food, makeup, whatever I desire, like it's in my heart. I'm just going to put it there, and just for fun, to see how things are changing over the year. I'm really excited about this, to be honest. Let's
I
see
love
what's coming.
it. I love it because why not? Why would we not be worthy of receiving any of those things that we desire? And the fact is the universe isn't going to know that we desire them unless we name that. So
Yeah.
why not name that? and open ourselves to being worthy to receive, because every single person listening to this recording and in the energy of this truth is also equally worthy of receiving. So how about all of us for 2023, the end of the year, and 2024, we allow ourselves to name what we desire in our lives, no matter how, far-fetched it may seem, no
Yeah.
matter how, big it may seem, we can name that. And I love that. I'm going to do the same thing. I love that you mentioned that.
Yeah. I just started them like probably 30 something things, but I'm just going to go with them. I have a couple of big things that were like my dreams and in my vision for a while now. But I have like, I don't know, I want to buy a bag. I even have here a picture of a Cartier bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
Like here, this is the second year since I have it here. I didn't put that much attention and energy on it, but I put it today again on the list. Because it's something that I truly desire to have one day, because it makes me feel good and I love jewelries and I love beautiful things. So I'm just gonna put it there. What do you want to take from this year into 2024, and how you want to like expand even more in 2024? This is juicy. I love this.
It's so exciting. And so I feel like just even in these last few weeks of 2023, I have gone deeper into showing up for myself fully, like making that decision that I know what I need to do. Like, I know the things that I need to be doing to have the energy to live this life as fully as I want to. And I'm deciding to do those things. And so I'm already feeling the benefits. I'm already feeling so much more energized and
Yes.
clear in my vision, and just happier, just more peaceful, more
I can
joy.
see.
Like, my mental health is going to a whole new level of just goodness,
Mm,
like just goodness, I feel it. And it's because of that. And so I'm just ready to take that energy into this new year and be so intentional with the way that I'm loving myself, the way that I'm treating myself, the way that I'm moving my body, the
yeah.
way that I'm feeding myself nutritious food that fuels my vision, and the way that I'm connecting with nature, um, the way that I'm allowing myself to rest as much as I need to, and also the way that I'm allowing myself to experience joy and pleasure, and believe that anything is possible in my life. Really go
Yeah.
all in on it with that energy.
I love that for you. And you are so ready. I can feel the energy, like just by you speaking and in your body, that it's so present for you. And I'm so, so happy, because the work, it hasn't been easy for each one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Go really deep and let a lot of things and patterns out. But now it's like the show time, and it's like harvest time, like really receiving. So to end in that note, what is that you're offering, Jill? Like for the
Oh,
next, or the, like now, like for right now?
absolutely. So I am offering one-to-one psychotherapy. I do accelerated resolution therapy. I do hypnotherapy, and that's for residents of Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, and Colorado, are the states that I'm licensed in. And people can also work with me who live worldwide, who live anywhere. Because I'm just now finishing the high flow coaching program with Flow Research Collective, which is a neuroscience based coaching program that helps people get into flow state when they're
Mm,
working.
yeah.
And so I can help people get into flow state who are professionals. I can help people with transformational coaching. Really, the people that I'm working with are people who want to transform their lives, who want to create a life of peace, joy, and purpose, who want to live a life of, not only ease, but excellence. And so I'm so excited to begin offering one-on-one coaching. I'm accepting 8 clients right now for private one-to-one year-long coaching packages. And I would just love to connect with anyone who's feeling the energy of wanting to elevate and expand their lives and their consciousness.
Yeah, I love this, and I
Yeah.
love how like woohoo, it's here. How sure and certain you are about this, and yeah, it will be a beautiful year, like of expansion, a lot of expansion for us, because we've done the work and we are ready, and the energy and the soul that everyone can feel in here. It's so true and so honest, and when it's coming from inside of you, and you want the best for yourself and other, you go cannot go wrong, because it is the beauty that you put in your work, and like really wanting for people, exactly as you said, to elevate and to live their best life, whatever that means for them, to
Yeah.
transform whatever it you desire for your life. Oh, I love it.
So
Excited.
exciting. I'm so glad we were able to connect today and have this
Yeah.
conversation.
I'm so happy that you've said yes and we had this conversation, and we will see each other again next year here. And thank you for this, Jill. And I'm gonna wish you a Merry Christmas, like in private as well. But thank you so much for this. Thank you for your energy, for your time, for the work that you've done for yourself and you're doing for others, and the service also to your job for so many years, that I'm pretty sure was really impactful, because sometimes we don't
Mm,
how we impact somebody, and then is the ripple effect with the family and the kids and the grandparents and everybody else. I love you so much. I
thank
love your face.
you. I love your face. Mwah.
Have a beautiful rest of your day. Talk to you.
You
Bye
too.
everyone.
Thank you. Mwah.
Being here.
Bye.